So welcome to our webinar for today, What Can I Eat? Count Your Carbs and Only Your Carbs. So I know this is really different way of eating and it can take quite a considerable amount of time to get your head around it. It is very different to what we have been taught our entire lives about what's good and bad and what causes weight loss and what you can eat without gaining weight. So we're really only interested in counting our carbs and keeping our carbs low. I would suggest that you only count your carbs to start with. Do not worry about calories and fat, and try and eat protein at your main meals and not as a snack. But yeah, let's have a look at those macros. So we really want to be aiming for 70% of our calories in a day to come from fat, about 25% from protein, and only about 5% from carbs. So really you just want to keep those carb levels as low as you can, stick to protein at a main meal, and you will hit the rest automatically. So having a very quick look at nutritional labels, we will do a separate webinar on nutritional labels. We look at the carbohydrate value. That top one is all that we're interested in. If you're in the UK, you just use the carbohydrate 4 grams. If you're in a country where you have to take the fibre off, then take your fibre value off of the carbohydrate. So for example, if this was 4 grams of carbs, 1 gram of fibre, then you would take that 1 gram off of the 4, leaving you with 3 grams. Again, in the UK, we use that carbohydrate value that has already had the fibre taken off of it. So just in terms of general kind of foods that we can eat, obviously looking at the bottom of the pyramid here, we have the protein, and then our green vegetables and eggs, and then our good fats, butter, cheese, coconut, olive oil, some nuts and seeds, moving up towards those kind of vegetables that are actually more like a fruit, so onions and tomatoes, and at the very top there a small amount of berries just to kind of satisfy that sweet tooth or need for fruit. So we're looking at our yes list there, and on our no list we've got bread and pasta, rice, starches, potatoes, obviously no sugar. We need to avoid high fructose corn syrup, corn, no wheat, no flour, no legumes, no beans, no fruit except for those berries, obviously no full fat sodas, and we need to watch our milk intake. Some people, it does cause a lot of issues if they're drinking milk. Other people are able to get on with it just fine. You need to find the level that suits you. So I thought we'd just have a look at my general kind of shop here. So obviously at the beginning we've got the cleaning products, and then milk, we've got some cocktail sausages, a good amount of double cream, a variety of cheeses, some coleslaw, free range eggs, some bacon, butter, and then onto our sort of fresh green spinach and some kale there. I have got some jacket potatoes there. My kids obviously do eat lower carb than they used to, but they still are eating some carbs. Jacket potatoes making a good dinner for them. Some sweet potatoes, some really lovely vine tomatoes, some leeks, broccoli, some diet or slimline tonic there, tomato passata, some tinned tomatoes, some pickles, mayonnaise, and some roasted and salted cashews. So that would be a kind of typical week shopping for me. I think we had a bit of kind of meat in the freezer, so we normally have a bit more meat on this shopping, but for that week that was enough for us. So I thought it'd be good just to kind of share some food ideas with you. So I've got a few photos here of my food. So this one here, we've got some steak, asparagus with bacon, which was left over from breakfast, some cheese, coleslaw, some fried onions there, a bit of salad, and my sort of once a week treat of some sweet potato wedges. And then we've got stir fry with cauliflower rice. I had to make my own stir fry sauce because all of the ones in the shop had a significant amount of sugar in them. That was just a case of mixing together some soy sauce, some ginger, chili, and a little bit of oil. And then if we have a look here, oh, whoops, that's that slimline tonic and some gin. And then we've got some coleslaw with some parmesan on top, some ham, and a keto friendly pizza. So this is the Fathead dough. Made it a couple of times, haven't always been successful. This was one of the more successful attempts. Here we've got some cauliflower cheese, which is made simply by melting mozzarella, cheddar, cream cheese and double cream together and pouring over some cauliflower, and a plate of cheese roll-ups. So on this one you've got cheese, ham, and then some coleslaw rolled up, and then some sort of leftover cheeses from Christmas, and some nice coleslaw. So you can see here, this is just the cauliflower cheese bubbling away. So this one, a breakfast, some bacon, mushrooms, fried eggs, and some scrambled eggs. My kids really like scrambled eggs, so I nabbed a bit of theirs as well. And then on the right there, I think that's probably some sort of pork. Again, those treat of sweet potato, roast potatoes, and broccoli and sprouts with butter. A little bit of parsnip on the plate there. So I've been doing this almost a year and still I make some mistakes, so I mistakenly thought that parsnip was fairly low carb or at least low GI, but upon posting this on my Facebook page I was roundly told it isn't. So there we go, we all make mistakes. So just after Christmas I was out and about feeling a bit peckish, happened to be near Marks and Spencer, so I grabbed some crackling as a snack, and also that was our post-Christmas dinner curry, so we've got turkey and all the trimmings, made in a slow cooker with coconut milk. I've got I think 9 there, lunch boxes to keep me going through the month of January. Made some fathead pasta. Not gonna lie, it wasn't exactly the same as tagliatelle, but you know, a slightly different texture to normal with a tomato sauce and a nice scoop of mascarpone in the middle there. So where I am in the UK, we have a supermarket called Lidl, and they produce these high protein rolls, so they're relatively low in carb, a bit of cream cheese, coleslaw and some parmesan, and then I made some pepperoni crisps. So one of the things I really miss on low carb is that kind of crunch, and these did satisfy that. So just pop some salami in a microwave on some kitchen roll for a minute and they will turn into lovely crisps. I've got a zucchini lasagna there at the bottom, that is it on the bottom right hand side. Obviously I now found out why they take the photos before putting it onto the plate, because it does fall apart. Nice roast dinner there at the top, roast chicken with that cauliflower cheese and some sweet potatoes. Again, another breakfast, so some hard-boiled eggs, bacon and some cheese. And now on the right there you've got the breakfast muffins. I couldn't find my muffin tin, so I used a bigger tin there. That is, you know, just some egg, sausage, bacon, a little bit of cream cheese, cut that up into 9 portions, pop it in a little sandwich bag, then put it in the freezer. Night before, grab it out and you've got a really great breakfast on the go. This one here was some pork chops with a creamy cheese and mushroom sauce and some mushy peas and some pickled gherkins. On the left there we've got a butternut squash lasagna. On the right is my low carb donut, which is actually a cream cheese covered in nuts. Then we've got salmon with, again, that once a week treat of sweet potatoes on a bed of spinach. Made a little mustard mayonnaise with that one. On the right we've got some roasted radishes. They do make a good substitute for potatoes. And chicken wrapped in bacon along with broccoli and butter. So there really is a really wide variety of things that you can eat. This is just a little bit of inspiration for you if you're sat there thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to be able to eat now? You know, there is a wide range of things available to eat. So we'll do a webinar on nutritional labels. That will help you decide whether a ingredient or indeed a product is something that you're going to be able to eat or not.